All right. Okay. All right. So thank you everyone for joining. So this is the UCC Students Microsoft Students Summit Watch Party 2023, which I believe is the first one happening at UCC, right? Um, so what's the Student Summit about? So the Student Summit is an exciting 90-minute event that will help build your confidence and motivation to scale on Microsoft Cloud, coach you on the next steps to continue learning on this following topic. So we have application development and developer tools. We have low code, no code, fusion development. We also have AI, data, and machine learning. So if you are interested in any of these like cutting edge technologies, then this event, right, is good for you. So it's one of the major academic events that happens at Microsoft across the globe. So if I say across the globe, someone may not be getting me. Microsoft is a very big corporation, and industry experts will inspire you with real world stories from their careers, identify tips and tactics to help you meet the next horizon of your technical journey. So this is 2023 Student Summit will be held in 7 regions. I mean, 7 regions in 4 spoken languages. So there's a so if this recording has been published on YouTube later, it's been it will be taking place in 7 regions across the globe. And also and these 7 regions have 4 spoken languages. All right. So who should attend this event, right? Students looking to start their career in tech, professionals looking to accelerate their careers with new skills, anyone who is curious about cutting edge technology, right? So this is the UCC Student Summit 2023 Watch Party, which is happening on the virtual Microsoft Teams. So if you have downloaded Microsoft Teams, thank you very much for downloading the app. All right, so not wasting much time, I'll uh, welcome Desmond to take over for the next session. So Desmond, once you can take over the next session, going through scaling us in one of the technologies we have, which is low code, no code. All right. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Prince, for that wonderful introduction. First off, please can you confirm if my screen is visible and also audible?
Yeah, so I can see your screen. You are sharing the Cloud Skill Challenge, I can hear you very loud and clear.
Awesome, awesome. So my name is Desmond Dade, and I'm a student at the University of Cape Coast studying Bachelor of Science in Information Technology with 200 students. And I'm also I'm at the beta milestone of the Microsoft Learn Strengths Ambassadors Program. And I'm going to be your host for this watch party. First off, let's dive into, before we actually go and do the watch party, let's dive into skill ourselves with low code development. So we have a wonderful learning path that has been put together for us in order for us to be able to start our tech career in low code development. Why do we need low code development? I mean, what at all is it about? Well, it has been projected that 500 million new applications are needed in the next 2 years. And the problem here is, first off, the 500 million application is an awesome thing, it's good. But the problem is there's a huge developer shortage. We don't have a lot of developers to be able to build those 500 million new applications that are needed in the next 2 years. So the only way to be able to cover or make up for this gap is to leverage on low-code application development platforms, such as the Microsoft Power Platform. So this particular learning path has been put together for us in order to be able to enter the world of low-code development. the link to this particular learning path is going to be shared on chat so that all of us can have access to this particular learning path and start from it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk us through the first module, that is Introduction to Microsoft Power Platform. Then afterwards, you'll continue with subsequent modules and also complete it yourself. So what are the items in this particular collection or this learning path? So first, you get introduced to Microsoft Power Platform. You get an introduction to Dataverse, to Power Apps. You learn how to build a Canvas app. Then from there, you go to Power Automate. You learn about the introduction to Power Automate, how to build an automated solution. After that, you come to Power BI or Power Business Intelligence. You do an intro to that. You also do the dashboard after doing the intro. Then you come to Introduction to Power Virtual Agent. So you can see that these are all technical stuff, and you'll be doing kind of projects alongside for you to be able to better understand and be better equipped. So without much ado, I'm going to click on the first one, which is the introduction to the Microsoft Power Platform. I'm not actually going to talk about everything or read everything for us to go into detail. You have all these to your advantage where you can do all of these. You have the whole learning part to your advantage. So I'm going to leave that with you, but I'll just hit on a few points so that you just go through the learning with this particular learning module. Then you do the rest on your own. So what are you going to learn in this particular module that we've opened? We are going to learn the components and the features of the Microsoft Power Platform. Then we identify when we need to use each of these Microsoft Power Platform component applications in order to create business solutions. We'll do a little bit about connectors, understand what connectors are, then learn the value of using Microsoft Power Platform to create business solutions. That much, and let me just continue. So, the value of Microsoft Power Platform. So, many organizations are really struggling in order to get solutions that can help their users in order to be successful. So, not only do they struggle trying to modernize their system, but they actually simply don't have the resources that are required to meet the ever-changing needs of businesses today. And that's where the Microsoft Power Platform comes in. So what the Microsoft Power Platform does is it makes it easy for these organizations to address all the challenges that are mentioned above. So if you read, you'll be able to get to know the challenges and how Microsoft Power Platform is helping to solve these challenges. So doing this means that they are leveraging on low-code or no-code approach to minimize the amount of time that the development resources spent on working on items like the screens, automations, and the more. So by leveraging on this, you help to prevent this. Now let's look at the second thing, that is about data connectors. So the Microsoft Power Platform is actually made very powerful by its ability to leverage data across many platforms. So it's not just going to, but it's going to leverage data across many platforms. And to do this, the components use what you call connectors. So we have the data sources, you have connectors as also a subtopic that you learn. And in order to understand, so please, because you learn about triggers and actions, where triggers are used in Power Automate and also to prompt a flow to begin. And actions are also used in Power Automate and also Power Apps as well. So from this, you also create custom connectors, and this resource will actually help you to do that. The data prevention and loss actually, sorry. The thing just skipped some. Okay, so sorry, the platform actually I had read through, so it just skipped it. So let's actually delve in into the various component of the Microsoft Power Platform. So the Power Platform is composed of 4 key products. So we have the Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, and Power Virtual Agent. Now, all of these are going to be discussed in the learning part. So first, let's pick Power Apps. What is it about? Well, Power Apps provide a rapid low-code development environment for building custom apps for business needs. So it has services, connectors, and scalable data service, and also an app platform, which is the Microsoft database, to allow simple integration and interaction. So the basic thing of the Power Apps is that it enables the creation of both web and also mobile applications. And the interesting thing is all these web and mobile applications can run on all devices. So you are not limited to just one device, but all devices, Power Apps can run on them. So that's the first key component of the Microsoft Power Platform. We also have the Power Automate. Now, what the Power Automate does, it allows users to create automated workflows between applications and also services. So there are a lot of repetitive tasks that employees do in businesses. So Power Automate helps them to actually automate this repetitive business process, so such as communication, data collection, and decision approval. All of these things are automated and they work normally. So you wouldn't have to always be doing the same tasks over and over again. With Power Automate, it will be done for you. We also have the Power BI, and the BI stands for Business Intelligence. And that is a business analytics service that delivers insight for analyzing data. So with Power BI, it actually scales across an organization, and it has what we call built-in governance and security that allows businesses to focus on using data more than managing it. So your main focus will be on using the data more than you managing the data. So the Power BI dashboard could potentially replace a standing meeting to report on maybe company metrics such as the sales data, the progress against goals, or employee performance. So with Power BI, you can do all this hassle-free. You also have the last one, that's the Power Virtual Agent. And it actually enables anyone at all to be able to create powerful chatbots using a guided no-coding graphical interface, and also without the need for data scientists or developers. So you wouldn't need to actually know how to code in C++ and Python in order to use the Power Virtual Agent. So with Power Virtual Agent, anyone at all can create powerful chatbots using guided and no-code graphical interface. Now, apart from these 4 major key products of the Power Platform, there are other features that we have, and some of these include the AI Builder, which helps users and also developers add AI capabilities to their workflows and also the Power Apps that they create and use. We also have Microsoft Database, which is a scalable data service and an app platform which allows users to securely store and manage data from multiple sources and integrate them, those data in their business applications using a common data model to ensure ease and consistency to users. We also have connectors that enables users to be able to connect applications, data, and devices in the cloud. So these are the top 3 features of the Power Platform that you need to know of. So this is how the module says. So we are done with module 2. You go to the module 3, which we talked about. That is about the business value of the Microsoft Power Platform. We also talked about data connectors, where we said that the data connectors allows us to extend our business solutions across platforms, and also it adds functionality for users to be able to use this. So from there, you just click on the next, that is the continue, and you move to the next topic. And the next topic talks about data loss prevention, compliance, privacy, and also accessibility. Prince, please, I received a message that my screen is not visible. Please, can you confirm if it is visible?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Your screen like visible at my end.
All right, thank you very much. So sometimes organization's data is likely one of the most important assets that we are responsible for safeguarding as an administrator. So with the help of the Microsoft Power Platform, it makes it easy for you to be able to prevent data loss and also follow through with these policies as well. Compliance and data privacy, data protection, and also we have accessibility in the Microsoft Power Platform. So all of these are wonderful topics that going through this learning part, you'll be able to learn, appreciate more, and be able to use it efficiently. So let's put all these things together. So from all that you've learned, putting it all together is more like a summary of whatever that you've learned in the module for you to be able to better remember the things that you've learned and to also recollect all these things. So after you are done reading the putting it all together, then the next thing that you have to go through is the knowledge check. So the knowledge check is a way to ensure that whatever that you've learned from a particular module, you remember them and the key points are always in your head for you to be able to explain it to someone or for you personally to use as you enter into the world of low-code development. So let's check the first one. Actually, I went through the whole thing, so I'm going to answer this, then you proceed with the next on our agenda. So the first question is, your social media engagement officer has requested your help in boosting followers and retweets on Twitter. How could you help her get more information to better understand and subsequently increase engagement? So the first option that we have is configure a Power BI report to capture and analyze data from Twitter, allowing you to better understand why certain posts elicit more responses. The next is to use a Power Apps that's using portals, which can create a new customer site for our followers. We also have the third option, which is Power Automate can handle our content approvals for us, reducing the time it takes to produce new content and ensure our quality procedure is followed. So I have done this, and in order to solve the question at hand, then we need to configure a Power BI report to first of capture and also analyze the data from Twitter, allowing us to better understand why certain posts elicit more responses. So that would be the answer for question number one. So the question number two is, your team has become frustrated with the number of times they have to perform basic data entry on project startup. In fact, this can be really tedious. And there are many divisions who need information, and sometimes human error results in mistakes, making it more difficult to make sense of your information. Which program would be the most help in this situation? So we are talking about basic data entry on project startups, and people are frustrated with the number of times they have to do this. So this is a repetitive task, and they are stressed out with that. So what do we go for? The best help in this situation is to use Power Automate for this. Now the third question: someone has added an item in SharePoint which prompts a workflow to run in Power Automate. What type of operation have you used to start your workflow? Well, if you go through the content that you've been provided with, then it will be easy to answer this question, because this question is actually the trigger. Trigger is the answer for this. But trigger is what is going to prompt a workflow to run in Power Automate. Now, let's look at the fourth question that we have. A client likes the idea of implementing a Microsoft Power Platform solution, which I recommend to all of you to start. How should you respond? So if you are prompted with a question like this, then we need to keep in mind that the Microsoft Power Platform offers the ability to create custom connectors for this purpose. So this purpose which allows you to connect to Power Apps and also Power Automate. So the person should not worry at all if you want to interact with a custom API. It is actually going to be possible. So that answers the fourth question. Now the fifth question that we have. Someone asked you to describe a connector. How would you respond? So as we learned previously, connectors actually connect our data source to our app and also the workflow, or if we have a dashboard too, they are able to connect to that. So this is how I would answer them. And after you are done, you to see whether how you scored and also whether if the point that you've learned has really stuck. So as you can see, there's congratulations, and I've earned experience point for completing the knowledge check. So I can just click on continue, and if let's say I had one wrong, then I'll click on review answers to check which one I had wrong and relearn. So from here, we just continue to see the offers a point and click approach to building custom applications, data visualization, and also automated workflows. Now that we have been able to review this particular module, then what are we supposed to be able to do? Well, we should be able to describe the components and features of the Microsoft Power Platform. So identify when to use each of these Microsoft Power Platform component applications in order to create business solutions. And also, we need to be able to understand and also explain the value of using the Microsoft Power Platform to create business solutions. So the key takeaways are the ones that we have below about the Microsoft Power Platform, Power BI, Power Apps, connectors, and also Power Automate as well. So I hope by now the link has been shared, and I will encourage you all to be to go into this particular learning path. Take the learning path for this and also upskill yourself. If you are done, just send me a screenshot of maybe the certificate, your dashboard, send me a screenshot or drop it in our WhatsApp group so that we congratulate you. And if possible, give you some pegs for this awesome milestone or path that you've taken. At this moment, I'm going to bring my presentation to an end so that we go to the major events. I'm sure you guys are all excited to see what you have for the summit. So Prince, please, if our video is ready, please can you please for us to enjoy the summit watch party together. So please, let's enjoy. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much, Desmond. Very nice presentation. All right, so earlier I did introduce myself. So I'm Prince Adimado. I'm a Gold Student Ambassador at Microsoft. So I'll first of all share my window and go into the I think, where is it? Student Summit. Yeah. Yes. All right. So let me come back to this. Put off my camera. All right. All right. So Desmond, I want somebody that can hear.
Not yet. We cannot hear it.
Okay. I'll unshare my screen. Let me do this.
Okay, sure.
Microsoft Suite System Development category.
Hi.
Yeah, so I think we can hear it now.
Namaskar Shokulke. My name is Borsha Das, and I'm an engineering student from the City of Joy, Kolkata, India.
My name is Davis Onyoguzoro, and I'm a better Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador from Nigeria.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm super excited to talk at Microsoft Student Summit this year. My name is Rizwanur Rahman, and I'm the Microsoft MVP on Microsoft Suite System Development category.
Hi.
I am Kundai Chasinda and I stay in Zimbabwe.
Hello everyone, my name is Krishna Rachakonda. I live in Houston, Texas. I wish you all very best and welcome to Student Summit 2023.
My magical moment is when I share new technology with my clients and they get as excited about it as I do.
My magical moment is when I joined Microsoft Tech Club in my high school and saw my peers learning and innovating together.
I am very excited to connect with students in my community, to learn from them and to help them to learn new technologies.
I am part of the Student Summit to inspire young professionals to become community stars.
The knowledge that's provided and the interest that comes from the new technologists that and is very inspiring to me.
I'm looking forward for this year's Microsoft Student Summit to connect with other students who share the same goals as me.
I'm so excited about the Student Summit and the things that you all are going to learn and the connections that you're going to make.
Together, let's create a positive impact and be a force for good. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the EMEA Student Summit 2023. It is so great to see so many people online and watching us already. We're running this all around the globe, and this is the Europe, Middle East, and Africa event. I'm joined here with my co-host, Jennifer. So
Hi,
she is a Microsoft Gold Student Ambassador, and I am Liam Hampton, the Senior Regional Cloud Advocate for Microsoft in the UK. So we are going to be hosting the show today. So hello, Jennifer. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm so good. I'm so excited to get started. We have such an exciting lineup for everyone.
We do indeed. And that being said, if you are watching from or you're joining from a watch party, welcome, and it's great to have you. If you want to get involved in the chat, open it up on your device, open up the stream and start asking away with some great questions. We've got these hosted all around the world. I'm not going to mention the cities because there's just too many to go through. Like always, we have a code of conduct. Please just take a moment to read this, but in general, please be kind to others, be aware, be friendly, ask some great questions, and just be understanding of all differences. We're all here to learn, and it is going to be a great event that we have for you all today. So that being said, a massive welcome. We are running this in conjunction with Microsoft Reactor and Microsoft Learn. Now, the Reactor is a community space where we welcome everybody from the community, from all different backgrounds, who run in so many different ways with your jobs and what you're studying. And we are with the Microsoft Learn ambassadors themselves. And this is a way for you to upskill yourself, whether you are a student or a professional. It is a fantastic way for you to get involved and understand what's new and what's happening in tech today. So Jennifer, what have we got planned?
So we've got 3 amazing talks lined up. First of all, we're going to be hearing about AI, data science and machine learning from Nick. Then Shadrach's going to be here to talk to us about no-code, low-code. And then Aruj will finish off by talking to us about app dev and dev tools. In between each talk, we're going to have time for Q&A with the speakers, so get your questions ready.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Now, if you joined last time or in the previous Student Summit in 2022, you will have used Menti before, and we are using it again. If you're new, don't worry, I'll just have a quick overview. It's a way for you to get involved and answer a couple of questions that we have pre-planned for you. And I've got some fantastic helpers in the background that are going to be running through some different questions and slides for you to answer as well. So scan this QR code on your phone or on a device, or go to www.menti.com and enter the code that is on the screen now. We've got a number of questions for you to answer, and they're going to be a few questions about you, what you're studying, where you're joining from. Give us a good idea of where you are joining and what you're doing. So with that being said, we're going to have a number of questions throughout the show. So after each speaker, we're going to have a number of questions for you to answer, and it's just going to be related to what we have just showed you or what the speaker has gone through. Don't worry, if you miss this QR code now, it's going to pop up a couple of times as we go through. Just if you want to take a picture of this slide, and then you always have it for you. But without taking up too much time with the introduction, we're going to bring up Nikhil. Nikhil, come onto the screen.
Hi, it's so great to have you, Nick.
Great to have you. Where are you joining from?
I'm joining from London, UK, and it's great to see a few others join in from the UK. So, and also, from around the globe as well.
Yes, indeed. So welcome. As you can tell, we are all from the UK here today, but that is not the case. We have got speakers from all over the globe. But yeah, please do. We're going to hand it over to you now. Tell us what you're talking about, and we'll let you get into it.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Liam and Jennifer, for giving me the opportunity to hopefully inspire a lot of you that are tuning in today. So welcome, everybody. My name is Nick. I am the CEO of a company called VastMinds, which is actually a Microsoft for startups company. So I'm super excited to talk to you all today. Before we get into what I'm talking about, a bit about me first. So I am a machine learning engineer. Before I founded VastMinds, I used to work in financial services as an algorithmic trader for investment banks. That is, to be honest, just a fancy word for saying someone who used to use robots to help trade the stock market, which became pretty boring after a while. But I then had a passion to help use new technology to help predict outcomes and potentially save lives and actually have an impact on the health of individuals through technology, AI, and innovation. I'm a big advocate of Microsoft technology since VastMinds' core technology is built on the Azure platform. And I have some interesting tips and tricks to share with you all, how to help build your core and inspire you to build on Microsoft technology. So as you can see, I'm going to be talking about the future of AI and machine learning and generative AI with OpenAI models. Now, I think everyone is well aware of the impact of generative AI. This was really brought to the forefront of everyone's mind since the release of ChatGPT in now November or early December last year. For those of you who don't know, generative AI is a field of machine learning that specifically utilizes what's called large language models. These are models that can understand text with a high degree of fidelity and also predict a response to questions, also predict response to queries in a human-like fashion. So generative AI is the art of using AI models to be able to produce human-like output. And that's specifically now focused on language, although there are a lot of developments on how we can apply generative AI to things like video. So there are a lot of developments in just inputting or taking a bunch of text and actually outputting videos based on that, which is just unbelievably amazing. So one thing I'm going to focus on for today is, instead of just talk to you about how powerful AI machine learning is and how powerful generative AI is, I think everyone's well aware that AI will impact our lives over the next coming decade in some shape or form. So now that everyone knows that AI will be the future, instead, I will be discussing specifically how you can benefit from the use of this technology, how you could build technologies using this, using these applications that could have a huge impact on the economy and our lives, especially how you could use these technologies within the Azure platform to build something very quick, fast, and effective. So that brings me, my focus today is to focus on the tips and tricks to help you excel during this AI revolution. And now I think there's one thing I do want to address, which I think is important, is I think there's a lot of fear about how AI or generative AI will take over jobs. And I believe that is completely unfounded, in my opinion. I think AI will significantly help to augment our ability to do more with less. And so not necessarily overtake jobs. So that's one thing I did want to address. But here we go. So back into the tips and tricks on how do you need to excel during this revolution. Now, I think for individuals that are looking to build or take advantage of this revolution and looking to build a new technology or a startup, I think there are two main myths that kill inspiration, in my opinion. I think the first one is that you need lots of money to start a company. This is the first myth, which I believe to be quite untrue, especially in this day and age. I think a lot of people, when they are looking to start an idea or build a product, they attempt to spend a lot of their efforts in trying to raise VC capital or trying to raise seed financing or trying to raise other sources of capital to get their idea going. Right, and this is largely publicized by other companies who shout about their fundraising efforts in the press. So I think I meet a lot of people who are looking to start a new idea and say they can't get started until they receive $500,000 in seed capital. And that's just simply untrue. And this revolution in AI and generative AI has made that even more untrue. Right, that is, generative AI has made us be able to do much more with much less. So this is one myth that I think we should be reframing our mindset around this myth to understand that there are ways for us to build a product using AI and machine learning technology to get to market as fast as possible without a dime. This is something that I really want to preach to founders who are looking to start an idea or start a company. I think the second myth is that you need a lot of technical knowledge to build a successful technology company or technology product. So, first of all, neither of these myths are true, right? In fact, I think with the rise of no-code and low-code platforms and cloud computing, I think it's right now we are in a time where it is easier than ever to build a technology product with minimal technical knowledge and minimal investment. And so in essence, right, these are the two common things I see amongst founders or young founders who are looking to start an idea that usually block them from starting on their idea. And the whole point of the Microsoft for Startups program is to be able to give you tools that you can leverage to get to market as fast as possible in the shortest amount of time. So, quite simply, my first advice to you is to not let these myths hold you back. Instead, focus on your vision and the problem you want to solve using AI or machine learning. I would always encourage you to start small with the problem and iterate quickly. There's no need to build a fully fledged product before you actually go out and take this to market or show potential users or potential clients. Always advise yourselves to start small, iterate quickly, use the tools and resources at your disposal. There are lots, including, like I said, cloud computing, right? Using Microsoft Azure, no-code, low-code platforms, and communities like Founders Hub within Microsoft for Startups to help you get along the way. You'll be really surprised at how much there is for you to use to get up and running extremely quickly. Now, it's very easy for me to say this. It's very easy for me to say that you don't need lots of money and you don't need lots of technical knowledge to build a product or to be able to actually build an innovative product that solves a solution. So instead of just me telling you about it, to prove to you that this is possible, I did actually host a series towards the end of last year. This is when we started with Microsoft for Startups about building an AI startup at lightning speed. And in this series, what we try and do is we try and identify a key problem that affects our lives in some kind of way. We then figure out the fastest way to build something that solved this problem. And we would do this on top of Microsoft's core technology stack. And the whole aim of this series was to reduce the amount of initial investment that you need to $0 and reduce the time you need to do that to less than a day, right? So if you can create an MVP or a product, an initial product, right? It's not going to be the fully fledged version, but an initial product that delivers value for end users or customers for $0 and in less than a day, then that's a pretty good deal in my opinion. And this is what the revolution of AI and machine learning allows us to do in this day and age. And just to give you an example of what we actually managed to build for $0 and in less than a day, we built, I'll show you two examples of two MVPs. Now, the first MVP we built was building a solution to increase anyone's productivity by building a personal email assistant. And this was using Azure OpenAI. So probably a company that you are all quite familiar with since the release of ChatGPT. So what this tool was able to do was it was able to classify incoming emails and also create responses to incoming emails. I won't go too much into the technical architecture of this product because that's outside the scope of this talk, but essentially that's what it was doing. It was classifying emails. So it was helping users understand, is this email a sales email, an investment email, a customer support email? And it was also creating responses, generating responses to incoming emails. Right, so obviously that would save a lot of time that users would, users like you and I would take when we're processing emails. And out of interest, actually, I'd like to pose a question to the audience. Do you know how long we spend processing emails every day? Does anyone want to take a guess? Or do I see any guesses in the chat? If I don't see any guesses in the chat, surely I'll just tell you. But just think about how long you spend processing emails per day. Right, is this 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour? Okay, so Tayamol says few hours, Shakir says 4 hours. 4 hours, wow, that's quite a long time. Piyush says 2 hours. Great, 30 minutes, wow, that's pretty quick. 2 to 5 hours per day. Sometimes it feels like years, it absolutely does, Jake. I would definitely agree with you. Okay, so I'm looking at the average here. The average, yeah, so the average looks like the average answer is about 2.5 hours. And you guys are exactly right. It takes, on average, to be exact, 2.2 hours per day processing emails. And that is 30 days for an entire year that we, during a year, we spend 30 entire days processing emails. So if we could reduce this by 50%, it's like giving everyone a free 15 days per year to do something better with their lives and spend their time processing emails. So this was an example of an MVP we built to help achieve that goal. So the whole goal was to help process emails in less than half the time. And that would, save, almost 15 days per year. So the other example that we built, the other MVP we built, again, and just for those of you who joined, I see maybe some new people who joined in the chat, but for those of you who joined, Tiago says you can control A and delete. Yes, I'm not sure that would work, Tiago, unfortunately. I wish it would. But The other MVP we built was actually something I'm really passionate about, given my interest in digital health. But this was a MVP that could eventually save lives during in a hospital setting. So right now, if you just imagine yourself in a hospital or in an ICU, we have doctors that go around beds that check what's called cardiac monitors. And cardiac monitors are monitors that sit above hospital beds that record an individual or patient's physiology in real time, including their resting pulse rate, their respiratory rate, their blood pressure, SpO2, and other things. And what happens right now is that doctors would manually check, maybe every hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe every 15 minutes, would manually check if a patient is deteriorating. So for example, one example would be that the monitor starts displaying that this patient's blood pressure is rising over time, or has risen quite rapidly in a short period of time. Now, of course, that would, it's important to catch those events because that could eventually save someone's life. But it's not efficient in the way we do that right now. Imagine a hospital. Imagine a doctor has to look after 20 patients at one time. Potentially is burned out. The consequence of missing a deteriorating patient is gigantic. In the worst case scenario, that could be fatal. So in this MVP, what we built using the Azure Anomaly Detector, which is part of the Microsoft Azure Cognitive Services Suite, we built a tool that would ingest all of this physiological data and then just alert for anomalies. So in this new setting, if this product were brought to life in hospital settings, doctors would no longer need to go around and check for deteriorating patients. They would be alerted automatically. This would reduce human error due to burnout and human mistakes, and drive a lot of efficiency. And this is just one example of a machine learning model. See, now to build that anomaly detector, I didn't need to do anything. This is already now available on the Azure Cognitive Services Suite. So this is really just to remind you and reinforce to you that building these products or building innovative products doesn't take a lot of money. It doesn't take a lot of time. There are so many tools and resources available for you to learn exactly how to do this. And so I think just to recap on exactly where, how you can take advantage on this revolution in AI, machine learning and generative AI, you really need to be able to first identify a problem that you want to solve using AI or machine learning or generative AI, and then research and analyze existing tools and resources that could help you build that solution, right? And it could be an MVP. It doesn't need to be a fully fledged product. It just needs to deliver some kind of value. Then what you would need to do is use no-code or low-code platforms to quickly build an MVP and continuously iterate and improve your MVP based on feedback from users and stakeholders. So then you could use things like cloud computing and resources that are available within Microsoft for startups to scale your solution. So really want to reinforce the fact that there are many tools to be able to for you to get started with building innovative products. Now, before I wrap up on this talk, I do want to leave you with some goodies. Two goodies of which you can get access to, which may help you. The first is you will, I believe, someone from Microsoft could send out a link with my GitHub, which has numerous examples of MVPs that I have built, that I have shown in this series with building an AI startup on Microsoft, that you could literally just copy and paste for free I honestly, I promise you I won't ask anything in return. You can also sign up to my newsletter on Substack, and that is where I talk about all things digital health, as well as tips and tricks for software companies to employ when building a product or a company. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this inspired you to build using some of the existing AI and machine learning tools that are already out there right now. And I hope this inspires you to stop letting those common myths block you from building a real product that could have impact on our lives and our economy. So I want to thank all of you for listening. You can connect with me on LinkedIn using the QR code here on the presentation. And I think we have some time for Q&A, I believe. So great to open the floor.
We do, but before we do that, Nikhil, what we're going to do is going to ask people to throw in their questions into the chat, and a massive thank you, because that is such a wonderful presentation, and it's a great insight into the world of AI. We've got a couple of Q&A probably after we run a reel. So if we add up in here. So if you are watching this, wherever you're watching from, throw into the chat some questions and we'll get to them straight after we have ran this reel. So what was this one about, Jennifer?
So this is going to be a short reel with Bethany, one of our Microsoft Cloud advocates, talking a little bit about AI, data science and machine learning.
Brilliant. So we're going to play that one for you now, and we hope you enjoy the reel.
The world of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and data science is growing quickly, and Microsoft is empowering each and every person to be involved. No man left behind, right? For example, using Azure Cognitive Services, you have access to different AI capabilities, such as image recognition, text translation, speech to text, and all this without writing a single line of code. In comes Azure OpenAI service, which makes it more interesting through the power of generative AI, where you can now address deeper challenges such as language barriers. Let me show you a virtual assistant chatbot built with Azure OpenAI services and speech services. The bot understands various languages and replies to prompts. For example, what is the in Nairobi? Now look at AI, also say it out loud.
The current weather in Nairobi is partly cloudy with a temperature of 24 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
The greatest thing about this demo is you can actually say out loud what you want and it will reply back to you. So let's test it in a different language. Hali ya hewa jijini Nairobi EVP wakati huu. And then it will, once I click on the AI, it will give me a response.
Hali ya hewa jijini Nairobi sasa ni nyepesi na kiwango cha hewa ni 24 nyuzi Celsiasi 75.
How exciting was that? This project was built by Cyrus Wong, an educator from Hong Kong, to help understand and answer all his students' questions, regardless of their local languages. What challenges are there in your communities that you can tackle with AI? To learn more about the different AI capabilities, join us for our live reactor sessions and the Cloud Skills Challenge.
Yeah, that was a really great video. I think that was really interesting for everyone to get that extra bit of insight there from Bethany. So Nick, I found your talk really interesting. I'm actually working on my honours project right now using AI, so getting to see, you know, the things you've been working on, that was really inspirational for me personally. I love that.
Fantastic.
So we have a question from the chat here for you, and that is, what should we learn first when approaching machine learning for the first time?
Oh, good question. Wow. I think a lot of people will start when approaching machine learning. I think a lot of people are a little bit fearful of the mathematics involved behind machine learning. And I would always encourage not to get too bogged in that first. I would instead focus on the actual application or the impact that the machine learning model could have, or machine learning application could have. So I would always focus on the outcome and work backwards. In my experience, it is much easier to learn something. It is in fact 10 times easier to learn something when you will understand the impact that it will have. Right? And if you start with, let's say, the basic theory and mathematics behind machine learning, in my opinion, I don't think that's just the best way to go. If you first understand a problem that you think by solving would have a massive impact on our lives or someone's lives, and work backwards to understand what are the machine learning applications that need to happen to make that possible, I guarantee you, you will probably learn that machine learning application probably 5 to 10 times faster than if you were to look at the theory and the books. So get hands-on as fast as possible and learn along the way.
100%. I definitely agree with you there. Thank you for that, Nikhil. For anybody, all the other questions, there's so many in the chat, so thank you very much for putting them in. We are going to have to move on though, because we only have about 90 minutes or an hour and a half for this whole session. We've got some fantastic speakers still to come. If we have time at the end, we will draw them back and move on to them. So with that, I'm actually going to bring up another one of my helpers from behind the scene who's going to be helping with Menti. And hello, Hadil. What have we got up next? So we're running Menti in the background for all of our users or viewers, should I say. What's this one about?
So hi, Liam. Hi, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining this amazing, obviously, student summit. Nick just gave an amazing talk. And of course, we would like to hear from the audience what they thought their biggest takeaway is from this career story about AI, machine learning, and data science. So please scan the code and obviously use Menti for all the participation. I have already seen some answers coming already. And, some of the answers of people saying they're basically sharing their excitement about kind of, learning more about generative AI and open AI and how to kind of use AI. Obviously, we have a lot of diverse backgrounds and participation. Some people also mentioned, how Azure services can help make a huge difference in impacting people's life. And I think that's very inspiring. So these are just, some of the glimpses of some of the answers that we've gotten. So please keep the answers coming and keep them flowing. We're always on the watch for Menti.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Hadil. So who do we have up next? So I'm going to bring back Jennifer onto the screen. Who do we have?
So next up we have Shadrach. He's going to be talking to us all about no code and low code and how to get into Power Platform. So Shadrach,
Brilliant.
welcome. We're really happy to have you here. Really looking forward to your talk. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So just to check, can you see my screen?
We certainly can. We'll let you take it away from here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you so much. So I'm so excited to be part of the Microsoft Student Summit 2023. And for today, we are going to power up our skills and also getting into Power Platform. But first of all, let's get to know about Shadrach. So my name is Shadrach Kiprotich, Business Applications Microsoft MVP based in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a .NET developer and also a Power Platform developer. I love using technology to empower organizations and also individuals to achieve digital transformation. And in these, like using tech for good and solving problems. I'm also a tech community builder, leading the Power Platform User Group Kenya, and I just love seeing more people joining the tech industry. And I'd love to take this conversation further with you. So feel free to connect with me on Twitter, Miles_Shadrach, and also on LinkedIn, Shadrach Kiprotich. So I'm so excited about this talk. So I'm just hopefully let's get into the agenda and get to know what we're gonna tackle today. So for today, I'm going to talk about my experience from Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador to becoming Microsoft Most Valuable Profession. And then we also get to know about Power Platform, how you can be able to leverage on it and add it as one of your skills. And then we also get to learn about the components of the Power Platform and how you can be able to leverage on the 5 components that we have on the Power Platform. And the big question now, like you're supposed to ask yourself, like, why should I go for Power Platform, and why should I add these skills that I already have, and also like add maybe Power Platform and also like other technologies in the low code, no code. And then finally, like, I guess this is the part where everyone is always excited about, like having a demo on getting started in Power Platform. So my experience, so I decided to do this in a different way, just to show you like how my journey has become and how I ended up being a Power Platform developer. So like for me, I got admitted to Dedan Kimathi University of Technology to pursue Bachelor of Commerce. So I always had the interest to learn technology and become a techie. But unfortunately, like my grades never allowed me to do that. So once I got started once I joined campus in 2018, that is Dedan Kimathi University of Technology, I explored various ways I can be able to learn technology and be able to embrace it, since it is something that I had passion with it. So here I met like one of my mentors, where he introduced me into tech just by learning a programming language, and C# and .NET was my first programming language that I learned. So yeah, so like that was how I got started into tech in 2018. And once I got started, so like during the day, I used to attend my normal classes, the finance classes, and later in the day, I used to attend like programming classes and get to know about how these technologies. So over time, I got to learn about how these technologies coexist together, the cloud computing, the low-code technologies, the website, mobile app development, and also like AI and data science. So, and it's during this period where I also got to learn about the Microsoft Learn Student Program, where one of my mentors was actually in the program, and I saw how they got like lots of resources out of it. So I decided like let me take up this challenge also as myself. So for the Microsoft Learn Student Program. In 2019 around September. So, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into the program since it was my first time application. So, but I never gave up like this is it. So I applied for the second time, and in the second time now, that is in 2020 January, that is when I got into the Microsoft Learn Student Program. And it's within the Microsoft Learn Student Program where I encountered Power Platform, where my classmates used to ask me like, Shadrach, like I see like you excel in programming, and yet we are in the same class, we attend the same lessons, like what's the secret, and how can I get into tech without writing any piece of code? And that's when I discovered more about the Power Platform and how you can be able to leverage on no-code, local tools, and be able to build apps and also like automate processes. So that's why I decided also like to build the Power Platform User Group Kenya, where like in the I wanted to reach more people also like who have that feeling. So I had that empathy that like this, like since this is just my campus, like how about in the whole of Kenya, like there might be other students like feeling the same, like they want to get into tech, but they don't want to write any piece of code. So, and here's Power Platform. And over time, like when I was empowering them to use the Power Platform, so I got recognized and I got nominated into the Microsoft Most Valuable Profession Award. That is now, I got the award on 1st November. So I was awarded the Microsoft MVP Award under the Business Apps category. And so like MVP is a program where Microsoft recognizes exceptional community leaders, and also like who have technical expertise you to build custom business applications and also automate workflows with ease. Very fast. So like Power Apps, it's just a way of building mobile apps to be used within an organization. And then we also have Power Automate, where you can be able to automate workflows with ease, and also like be able to
I think we're just having a little bit of a network issue, so bear with us, please, and hopefully we'll get him back in the meantime. But whilst we're going through this, so keep popping those questions in the chat. Keep the flow coming. It's really great to see so many people online. We have got, just to let you know, we have got almost 600 of you live, and that's not including everybody in the watch parties. We're aware. We're just waiting for Shadrach to reconnect, and hopefully he'll be back on in no time. But in the meantime, I'm going to bring up Jennifer. Jennifer, let's have you on stream. How are you finding it so far?
I'm absolutely loving it. I mean, I just watching all of these things, I'm just reminded of how I started, you know, when I first became an ambassador, and I was learning, I think Power Platform, I was one of the first things I kind of tried to look into. So I feel like I'm just totally being reminded of that right now, and remembering, you know, how it feels like so long ago, but I only joined the program back in October 2021. So yeah, it's like a little walk down nostalgia lane for me right now.
It certainly is. I mean, from the outside, having a kind of visualization of how you can get to an MVP status and run through the different ambassadorship programs that we have here at Microsoft, it's brilliant to see that on a diagram, I think. So it's brilliant. I'll tell you what we're going to do. So whilst we're waiting for Shadrach to join again, we will try and bring up Menti, and we're going to see where some of you all are joining from. Do we have the Menti available? Just going to grab one of my helpers up from the helper room.
Hi everyone.
Hi,
hello, Carlotta.
Yeah, we got a lot of answers from the Menti, and yeah, it's great to see the excitement from the folks on the Menti. So let me see if I can show you my screen, because I wanted to show in particular from how many places in the world we have folks connected today. So let's see if I can quickly share it here. Here we are. So as you can see, we have lots of people across the globe connected, and they are all very excited to learn about AI, ML technologies, power-ups, and they are very also inspired from our speakers and encourage you to do more hands-on projects with these technologies. So it's very great to see all these engagement and all these excitement from the folks connected across the globe.
That is absolutely amazing to see so many people from all over the world, because let's not remind that this is the EMEA Student Summit, although we're not scoped to just Europe, Middle East and Africa. And it's fantastic to see so many dots all around the world, ranging from what looks like over sort of Far East Asia all the way to America as well. So we are reaching far and wide. So thank you all for joining. It is brilliant to have you joining here today. And as we get later down the line, we're going to get Carlotta and maybe Hadil back up to share some of the other answers that you have been popping into Menti for us.
Sure, we're here to help.
Yeah, fantastic. So thank you very much for popping up and showing that. What we're going to do now is maybe we'll play a scissor reel. So let me just share my screen a moment. We have got another reel with another hands-on demo from who, Jennifer? What's this one about?
So this is going to be about low-code, no-code development, and it's from another one of our great Microsoft Cloud advocates, Somalise. So really looking forward to seeing this one.
Fantastic. And once we've played this, we'll get straight back into Shadrach and take some Q&As at the end.
Now that you've learned about low-code development, let's explore something that you can do with Microsoft Power Platform with Power Automate and ChatGPT technology. It's a simple one, where students who are part of a community or club or professionals in a company receive a newsletter update weekly on the most trending technology topic, which could be AI, Power Platform, or .NET. A marketing team captures the week's topic to be included in the newsletter using an adaptive card. Then a Power Automate flow receives the input and uses ChatGPT 3 to extract the entities from the text. The extracted entities are sent to search tweets about the specific topic. Then ChatGPT 3 generates a newsletter using the top 10 trend tweets. An email is sent to students or developer groups with the newsletter to stay up to date with the latest changes from their respective technology. I chose a simple demo because I was playing with OpenAI and because at my previous workplace, they were looking for ways to generate news about what's new and happening with Power Platform to catch up and not miss any features. You saw how cool it was to actually just build a solution using Power Platform with GPT technology. So if you want to learn more, you can actually complete the Cloud Skills Challenge we have for the Student Summit and join more of our follow-up sessions at the reactors.
It's always so cool what you can do with low code and no code, and there's some brilliant things that are happening and brilliant creations that people are making. And I believe we do have Shadrach back. Shadrach is back, so he's ready to go. So we're going to drop off the stream now and hand the show back over to you.
Yeah, okay, so much. Yeah, okay, thank you. So I was explaining on the Power BI on how most of these technologies are actually like leveraging on Power BI to get meaningful insights out of their data. And then the fourth component is the Power Virtual Agents, where you can be able to create chatbots on a low-code, no-code environment and be able to deploy them into your websites and everything that you have. Then the fifth component we have is the Power Pages, where you can be able to build web applications, just leveraging on some of the templates that are available for you. So you can be able to build a complete website using the Power Pages. And then next, if you're thinking of I don't have a real database that I can be able to leverage on. So with Microsoft Dataverse, you can be able to create and manage custom data entities and also create relationships out of it and organize your data for the Power Platform. So this is a powerful data platform that simplifies data management for business applications. And then you might be worried about if your data is stored outside the Power Platform. So we have some good news, using the data connectors. And currently we have 900 plus connectors where you can be able to leverage on and be able to connect easily into your application. So if your data is stored within the Dropbox, Google Drive, you can be able to easily connect them into your Power Platform. So and also the good news is also you can be able to build your own data connector to be able to be used within your Power Platform. And also something exciting about this new era is also intelligence. So you can be able to add intelligence into your Power Platform solutions. And how you can be able to achieve this is within just 5 steps. You can be able to build an AI solution fully functioning. So what you just need is to just identify the AI model type that you want to use, connect your data and tailor the model to meet your needs, training the model now using the model in your application. So you can also be able to leverage on the pre-built model that is already built for you. And also you can be able to so you'd be wondering why should I use Power Platform? So first of all, Power Platform enables organizations to become more agile and efficient in their business operations. So just think of this as trying to save cost and also trying to build and deploy solutions within a very short time. So you can be able to do that. And then also the platform also provides data and reporting to support better decision making. So with Power BI, you can be able to do that. And then increased customer engagement using the Power Virtual Agents, where you can be able to provide tools to improve customer agents and be able to allow the customer engagement team to be able to focus on other things, while the Power Virtual Agents can be able to handle your customers and answer their requests. And then it can also be able to improve the employee productivity. So we have the Power Automate, where you can be able to automate repetitive tasks and also reducing the manual labor and improving employee productivity. So one thing is that once we have repetitive tasks, we all are human and we are prone to error. So you might be able to encounter errors while you're building, but with these solutions, you can be able to leverage on that. So, and finally, I'll just get to show you a demo on the store inventory management. So like how you can be able to build an application to be able to view an inventory of your stores, browse an inventory and see the list of how many items need to be refilled each time, and send an email to yourself that you need a refill, and many more. So for this specific demo, I'm just going to leverage on a pre-built template. So like, let me switch my screen so that you can be able to see that. So just in it, so once you navigate to make.powerapps.com, so like you can be able to start an application. So this is the Power App Studio where you will be able to build your application, and you can be able to see that you can be able to leverage on Excel function that you normally use on your day-to-day basis. So if I can just click on one of these, on top here, you can be able to see the FX formula that we have here. So like this is just the same Excel formula that you normally use. So it's very simple. You don't need to have like coding knowledge, 10 plus years of developer experience for you to be able to achieve this. So if I can just quickly play this application so that you can be able to see it in action. So once I've been able to have my fully functioning application, so like this is just a store inventory management application. So I can be able to see which goods are low in stock, average in stock, and which are good in stock, and also like the count in number. So like, for instance, if I can be able to see the youth accessory combo set, it's low in number, which is 40. And then the adult, I'm sorry for that. And then the adult helmet accessory combo set, it's the stock is good, and 127. So for instance, if I can just first one, the youth in like accessory combo set. So I can be able to see that it needs some restock. So like, and the order quantity is 169. So if I want to order like maybe 200 of them, it automatically calculates the price. So if I can just click on restock, so I can be able to place the order successfully. So if I want to email this to like maybe the stocks manager, so I can just be able to click on email, and then my email will pop up, and then I'll be able to send out an email to them. So just by quickly, let me just you can be able to achieve this. And also like the good thing about Power Apps is that you can be able to like leverage on the many templates that you have. So if you're thinking of a solution that you have in mind, so like we already have some templates that you can be able to do that. So as you can be able to see, like this is my a preferred email here. So it has got the product name, the description, the order quantity, and the total cost that I'm supposed to restock this equipment. So I can also like be able to input like more information into this email. And then once I'm satisfied, I can just be able to click on send. And the other person will be able to get a notification on some goods need to be restocked. So if I can just like show you just how the home page of Power Apps is. So let me just save that application. Okay. Yeah, so like the first UI, like when you log into powerapps.com, this is the screen that you'll be able to see, and you'll be able now to maneuver around it and be able to build your applications. So like you can either start from a blank application, start from your Dataverse, SharePoint, Excel, and also like once you click on more data sources, you can be able to see the pre-built templates that are already here. So just a minute as it loads, and you can be able to see like how easily you can be able to achieve this. Yeah, so like down here, you can be able to start from a template. So like you can be able to see all the templates that are here. So like depending on the business need of your organization, you can just be able to leverage on one. So if you might need a leave request application, so we already have a pre-built template for you, a service desk application, a site inspection, and many more. So these are just some of the cool things about the Power Apps and Power Platform generally. So you don't need 10 plus years of developer experience. So I just hope like you found this session insightful, and hopefully like I can't wait to see how you can be able to leverage on Power Platform in your organization, and also like yourself as an individual. Thank you so much, and over to you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Shadrach. That's absolutely fantastic. It's amazing to see what you can do with Power Apps and the kind of projects that you can create and how quickly you can create them. It's absolutely brilliant. Jennifer, do we have any questions? We have,
Yeah,
I think, a couple of minutes here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Shadrach, question for you is, how do you think that Power Platform is going to change the way developers work going forward in the future?
Yeah. So to me, I think like Power Platform is actually like revolutionizing technology on how you can easily be able to build applications and deploy within a very short period of time. So just think of a scenario that you need to build an application within the next 1 week, and you need a whole solution for you. So like you don't need to hire like a cloud engineer, a networking engineer for you to achieve that. But with Power Platform, like everything is well catered for.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's so useful for students as well who maybe don't know how to code super well, or maybe only know one language. It's just not quite the language they need. So I think it's just so important for everyone going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Shadrach, for being.
So, Carlotta, what's the next bunch of questions that we're going to be asking everybody to answer?
Yeah, exactly. So we have a couple of questions around what Shadrach has presented and what are the key takeaways you all have from this presentation, and also what you are eager to learn more about Power Platforms and Fusion developments. And I've already seen some answers coming in, so please keep them coming. I've seen the excitement about seeing these technologies as the future of app development, and also how everyone is being empowered by Shadrach, that everyone can start learning Power Platforms and Fusion development. Yeah, just work hard and don't be scared about failures.
Brilliant. Thank you, Carlotta. Amazing. So what have we got next? We've got one more fantastic speaker for everybody to hear from, and her name is Aruj. So Aruj, can you come up onto the stream, please?
Hi, Aruj.
Yes. Hi. Let me just share my screen.
Where are you joining from today, Aruj?
I'm joining from Pakistan, and I'm so thrilled to be a part of the Microsoft Student Summit. So
we're pleased to have you.
Yes, absolutely. Massive welcome from myself, my colleagues, and everybody joining. It's great to have you here.
Okay.
Wonderful. Right, so we're going to let you take it away from here.
Right. Okay. So hi, everyone. I'm very excited to be a part of you today. And to introduce myself, I'm an electrical engineer who believes in magic, for the simple reason that many one of you would also agree with, that any sufficiently fast technology is indistinguishable from magic. And artificial intelligence is no exception. I'm currently approaching the end of my master's degree in AI from the top-ranked university of my country. And this gave me an opportunity to publish 2 research papers in the same field, for which you can find the link on my Google Scholar profile. And I've done numerous projects in AI as well that you can find on my YouTube as well as my GitHub, and also demos of a few. As a Microsoft Learn student ambassador, my teammates and I, we worked on a blog series to democratize AI in green tech, which was aimed at flood prediction for prior warning, because prevention is essentially better than cure. The inspiration for this project came from home. It came from my country, Pakistan, which was struck with devastating floods recently that swept away 2/3 of the country. Changes in climate conditions, especially the warming of global temperatures, has a huge impact on weather-related natural disasters. This year, global warming made matters worse, and 1 million homes were swept away from Pakistan. Pakistan experiences a monsoon season every year and is the 5th most vulnerable country to climate change. It is home to more than 7,253 glaciers with more glacial ice than any country around the world outside the polar regions. Among factors identified for losses with the Pakistan floods were melting glaciers, heavy monsoon rains, political management, and whatnot. But what struck me was that in this age of high tech in the 21st century, how come 2/3 of a country was completely swept just like that? And then it made sense to me that many people, that it was identified that many people did not take the warning seriously for the same reason that many people did not choose to get a COVID vaccine. So a great degree of loss associated with floods can be mitigated by prior warning. And as a result, I think that just with the use of technology to create this particular impact and inform people and increase awareness, we can really make a difference. Globally, 101.8 million people are affected by one or another form of natural disaster. So I'll tell you how we use machine learning to analyze these phenomena and predict them in advance to limit the consequences. We documented our content to democratize the concept so that more people can understand the logic behind it. If people start to really believe in technology, we can save lives. So let me walk you through the vlogs. You don't have to have any background in tech. The first one used a Jupyter notebook to predict the frequency of natural disaster types globally. And we used Python libraries on a Jupyter notebook like Pandas, NumPy, Seaborn, and Matplotlib to analyze the frequency of disaster occurrences globally, which came to the conclusion that floods are the most frequent type of natural disaster around the world. In the second one, we manipulated a data frame with Pandas, NumPy, and SQL on a Jupyter notebook again to analyze the amount of rainfall with some time specifics in different areas of Pakistan, which concluded with the observation that we have a history of heavy rains at a particular time of the year. And then in the third one, we did some fun data visualization for the mean annual rainfall over the years, and that helped us to really know our data, which is crucial for any machine learning related work. So always keep in mind, you must know your data. And the fourth one was that web scraping was focused on web scraping for news related to Pakistan floods with some sentiment analysis. Surprisingly, it was not the top news. There were many other news that were, there was a lot of other news that was on top. And I mean, so many people had really just lost their lives. So I really felt for some reason that, you know, this should have been brought to more, this should have been highlighted. So in the fifth one, we used Microsoft Azure to create a model for rainfall prediction in Pakistan, and then it was set up as a web service. So the sixth one, which was done with the help of our friend GitHub Copilot, was used to select a location of interest around the world and see how global warming had impacted the amount of mean annual rainfall in that area by doing a statistic analysis of how the rain had changed over the course of time and how it would be projected for the upcoming years. So I'll just show you the GitHub repo where all of this is like included. This is the last blog post, and here we are. So you can find all of these in the GitHub link that I provided, all the 6 blog posts, and kudos, you made it. So I'll just move on to the next slide. So I believe that if more people believe in technology, we can essentially save lives. If AI is democratized and people in remote areas, children and adults alike, begin to really understand it, we can make a difference. And lives can really be saved simply by believing in logic, simply by believing that 1 + 1 = 2, that everything is basically science. The superhero of the modern technology, the superhero of the modern world is technology itself. It's modern technology. And if not Microsoft, if not us, then who? So we must all play our part to really just spread the word, create awareness, and play our role by the end of the day. Thank you. Feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn. You can find my profile here. And that's about it. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Aruj. That's fantastic. It's incredible to see how you can use these kind of tools in your day-to-day development, and sort of how you're sort of working through that and creating these projects and helping to understand and create a bigger picture of the world around you. So a massive thank you. And we will just chop into another reel in a moment, and then we'll have some Q&As after. So if you have any questions for Aruj, throw them into the chat and we will cherry pick a number of them, one or two, and see and we'll see what she thinks. See if she can answer some questions for us. So Jennifer, what is up next?
So next up, we're going to have a short reel from Avril and Sarah. They're both academic cloud advocates with Microsoft, and they're going to be talking a little bit about app development and developer tools. So we'll let them take it away.
Did you know you can create and deploy your own website for free? Even if you're new to HTML and CSS, you can go from idea to code to live site in minutes using VS Code, Copilot, and Azure. Abril, I have my GitHub and Azure accounts, and you know I love coffee. Where do we start?
So this is our HTML file, and here is also our CSS file, and here is how it actually looks like right now. So what we are going to do is to ask Copilot to help us to include Bootstrap and UIKit. I'll return and ask Copilot with more help with another things. So here are the other things that Copilot helped me to do here on the HTML file and also here on the CSS file. So let's deploy it. Right after we submit our changes to GitHub and downloaded the extension of Azure and Azure Study Web Apps, we have to sign in with our Azure for Students account. So after that, we create the Azure Study Web Apps with this name. We select the region. I'll select custom. I'll leave it like this, and I'll change it to this. And so we will wait a few minutes just to confirm that everything is created. We click on Azure for Students, Study Web Apps, browse our website, and here is the final result. Try GitHub Copilot now and take your coding game to the next level. Sign up for our Cloud Skills Challenge and attend follow-up sessions at the Reactor to learn more.
Brilliant. So there's some really awesome tools that you can use that are available from Microsoft, and all the wonderful things that you can get in the student packs that we offer for you all. Now, we've been scouting the chat and we have been cherry picking some questions that we have. And yes, all of this material will be available. And of course, this is recorded and going to be on YouTube straight after the stream has ended. So fear not, it will all be available for you. Jennifer, let's take it away with some questions. We've got a couple of minutes for Aruj. So if we can bring Aruj back up and see what we can ask.
Yeah, so thanks again, Aruj, for your talk. It was really inspirational to hear how you solved that, or you worked to solve that problem. I think it would be really interesting to hear what dev tools do you frequently use, you know, like day to day. Would love to hear a little bit more about that.
Well, I think Azure is particularly useful, and other than that, I think GitHub Copilot is a great resource, especially if you don't have a background with code. I mean, even though I do have a very strong background with coding and AI and engineering, I still feel that it's a great help and assistance. So if you like, and even if you don't have any background, you know, you could just simply write a comment about what you want the code to do, and it would do it for you. So these are two of my favorites.
Yeah, I think anything that makes the job easier is definitely useful.
Yeah, certainly.
And I know that this was a social impact project for you, so you worked in a team. How did you find that whole experience? Were you working with people that you've never met before? How was that for you?
Oh, it was thrilling. My teammates belonged to different countries around the world, and we all came from different cultural backgrounds, so it was a great learning experience altogether. And the one great thing that really motivated me to go forward was that, we all shared one common thing, and that was our love for technology, our love for coding, and our love for making an impact. We were very keen about doing something that will really make a difference and help people around the world.
That's great. Thank you so much again for coming on to the summit. Really enjoyed having you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
Massive
having me.
thank you, Aruj. It was brilliant, and it's always a pleasure to have you. So with that, we're going to move onto Menti. We've got a few more questions which we'd love you to answer. And with this, I'm actually going to bring up two of my colleagues. I'm going to bring up both Adil and Carlotta, and we will be talking through what we have for you to answer next. So what's this one?
So Liam, for this one, we want to hear from the audience about what they think about web apps, application development, and dev tools. And obviously, Carlotta and we can already see some great answers coming in. So one of the answers that I actually love from a participant who shared is app development can be simplified and done more efficiently through tools provided by Power Platform. And another one that I actually really love as well is sometimes it's not about the money you get from a project, it's the impact you make to the larger community. And this is what we are all here to do. So I am loving these answers. Of course, please keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely. We got some, I think that folks will be very inspired from all those speakers. And regarding the last talk we had from Harooj, people are commenting on Menti around how technology can be a force for good, and how can you really make a difference and an impact on the society and then on the community around you with technologies. So it's great that you got these takeaways from this talk and this event, because it's really what we wanted to share with you all. So it's really great.
100%. We really want to show everybody what kind of cool projects and really interesting and helpful projects that can be created with a lot of this technology that we've been showing off today. It's not often that you can sort of speed up your development tenfold, but certainly with the technology that's coming along, I mean, a couple of speakers have alluded to some of the projects and tools out there that you can use to do this, but it's absolutely brilliant to see it in full force, and especially seeing students using this. The whole purpose of this is to make it easier for you to use, have much lower barriers to entry, and have access straight from the get-go. And that is exactly what we're trying to do today. With that said, we've got one more question, and that question is, what did you get out of the Student Summit? Now, of course, this is going to be in Menti, so we would love to see what your answers are. And I'm going to hand it to Hadil and Carlotta to share some of those answers. I saw you got a sneak peek there, but we're going to see to you both now.
Yeah, exactly. If we can share the screen, actually, I wanted to show you the question and the answers that are coming. So the question is, how much do you feel you have learned today about careers and tech in each of these areas? And as you can see, a few answers are coming. So keep answering. It's great to see how much you learned today. I also feel very inspired from the talks today. So we really would like to know how was your experience?
Yeah, I would have to agree. Honestly, all talks were great. We have obviously inspiring speakers, and obviously each topic is different than the other, but it's absolutely inspiring how tech can bring us all together as a community digitally. So please keep the answers coming. We would love to hear all about, what you personally have learned today. So please keep the answers coming on Menti before we wrap up kind of to like the next question on how your experience was.
Fantastic. Thank you both. Keep them coming, keep them flowing in. We'd love to see what you have to say, and please do pop in the chats. Let us know what you're seeing, what you think, how you feel about this technology, and any questions that you have. Now, with that being said, we're going to pop over to the part of the wrap up now of what is next. Now, we have got some really cool events that are happening all over the world. So we have some live reactor events in London. I know on the 4th of April, both myself and the London PM Rav Neat is going to be hosting a student meetup in the reactor. So it's going to be an in-person and hybrid event. Now, of course, all of the follow-up events are going to be on aka.ms/post student summit EMEA. So jot that link down, take a picture wherever you are, and you're on this page, you'll see all of the events that are happening in your local area, wherever you may be in the world. So keep an eye on that one. And there's going to be a bunch of links on there. We've also got a Cloud Skills Challenge so that you all can run through a collection of Learn modules that we've put together for you to continue learning in many different ways on all of the different topics that we have been speaking about today. So please do head on over to that link, go fill out the Cloud Skills Challenge, go and learn something new. It is all there to be consumed. It's fantastic material written from all of us here at Microsoft, and it is brilliant. This is where you're going to learn about some of the next top tech topics that are in your area, what's growing, how to grow your career, and so much more. So we have got a whole agenda packed out for you post Student Summit. And with that, I think we can say a massive thank you to everybody that has joined today, all of the participants that have been joining us here today from wherever you are, in watch parties, in your bedroom, in your kitchen, wherever you're joining from. And a huge thank you to the speakers and, of course, my co-host, Jennifer. So with that, what's been your favorite part? What do you think about this as a student?
I think it's just great to see, you know, as a student, you're working towards the end of your degree. You're going to get something, and then you're going to go out and you're going to get a job. And you know, I think it's really inspiring to see just how many options there are for people. I'm sure a lot of the students watching can agree, especially if you maybe don't know what you want to do when you leave university. It's really inspired me, and it's made me think about so many different choices. And I want to say a big thank you as well to you for co-hosting alongside me. It's been a great summit.
No, it's been absolutely brilliant. So I'm just wondering if there's anybody else on the stream that would love to pop up and tell me what you feel about it. So does anybody in the back, any of my helpers want to pop up on stream? Anyone feeling brave?
Sure thing.
Amazing.
I mean, yeah, I just want to thank everyone for obviously you know, joining us from all over the globe. I think it's inspiring what, you know, tech can bring us all together from wherever we are in the world. As you mentioned, some people are like joining us from their kitchen, from London, some people from their bedrooms in, I don't know, Africa, let's say, and from Dubai live as well. So it's absolutely inspiring. I think, you know, before we wrap up, let's just kind of ask the audience on Menti, on their student summit experience, if they could describe it in one word, or, you know, what they think of this kind of experience overall. So maybe let's kind of see some answers. As you see on screen, we have some amazing participants. Obviously, Carlotta.
Yeah, let me end the stream. So you have done. Let me see. 1 hour 18 minutes. So they are done with the student summit, and they're going through the Menti, the responses from the attendees. And today's session has been very good. I can see Monica is on the call, Olivia Mefatu is on the call, Abdul too is on the call, and one guy, PS, like the name Christ not there, so it's on the call. So thank you very, very much for joining and staying through, watching it together and all that. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, so also I think I have to post, you share like the link to the Cloud Skill Challenge will be shared again in the community UCC MLS UCC community in the WhatsApp group. And Desmond, do you have anything to say to wrap up?
Yeah, sure. I'll just like to express my thanks to you all. I hope we all enjoyed this session. We've learned a lot. And as the last comment from Jennifer came, Now we are in school, we are almost done with our degree. So what is next? In fact, I hope you've gotten ideas about what is next forward and what you can also pursue, especially from the Microsoft Power Platform that we discussed. So I'm very excited that we are all able to work this together. I hope we meet another time to also have some discussion and also have interesting talks about tech as well. Thank you.
So that's when you can stop the recording now. Yeah, just stop the recording.